Time for a Cup of Joe. Joe Maddon joins us once again. Hello, Joe. Good to have you back on. Well, we're going to do this every day pretty soon. Just sit right there and stay there. I'll keep going to you.
I'm in.
Good, excellent. Good to see you, too.
Right.
You manage two guys very much in the news right now, Joe, as I'm thinking this through. Kyle Schwarber and Aroldis Chapman. So, non-traditional leadoff guy, but you actually had Schwarber lead off for you in his early days. Give me the rationale then.
Well, I mean, he always had a good eye. So it started with on-base percentage. I thought that he would get on base at a high clip at that particular juncture. The part that was difficult was that just him versus lefties, it wasn't as comfortable as it is right now. At that point, he really did struggle a lot more against lefties than righties. So it's hard to have a leadoff hitter set there if you have to platoon your leadoff hitter. So, but it started with the on-base percentage. Then here was the power. And obviously, he showed it to you last night what he can do under those circumstances. He turned the game around on the very first pitch.
Right.
Furthermore, when he bats further in the batting order, I don't think he sees the same pitches. When you bat him down lower, he doesn't hit a lot of home runs, I don't think, with multiple runners on, but he gets you like that. He'll ambush you and get you like that because the pitcher sees him differently. He doesn't see him as a threat with multiple runners. When it's multiple runners, he gets pitched at differently. So I think it benefits him all the way around.
Yeah, I realized since I look back at that season, I thought, oh, he's hitting 240, 250. That was a little later. He was still hitting like 211 back then. So how was it received when you were doing that? And we don't have the batting average up there, but it's like 211, 215. How was it received in the old days?
No, yeah, the old days. It wasn't received that well. I mean, I constantly had to defend him. I thought it was the right thing to do. I liked it a lot. You see all that movement he has right there. He got rid of it a little bit of that, but that was in Pittsburgh in that playoff game. He went into the Allegheny River. But he's capable. How about this one on the scoreboard in right field? He had all of that in him. He's become refined as a hitter. He's always had a good eye, but he's got less movement. He's more definitive in what he's going to swing at, and he doesn't miss. I know he struck out a little bit, but he's really dangerous on every pitch.
Yeah, he hit 211 for you that year. He hit 197 this year, right? You do that, guys like Al Leiter, and for the guys from the old days, they'll just crush you. See how I cheap shot Al when he can't defend himself? That's the best. You stay right there. So Aroldis Chapman, Joe, it's been pretty dicey. Walking a tightrope. How long do you think Bruce Bochy can keep him in high leverage?
Well, you know, first of all, 100 miles an hour is not what it used to be. I think part of the decline there a little bit is the fact that there's a lot of guys throwing as hard as he is now. So when the hitters face this kind of velocity, they've seen it, been there, done that. So that's part of the play. When it comes to Boch and him right now, I think Boch will stick with him. I think Boch will just probably have a short leash kind of a thing. But I think Bruce is the kind of guy that's going to stay with him. He trusts him. He believes in him. He's going to have to put him in the right spots, obviously. You know, like he did. We're going to talk about him in with Altuve the other day. But I think he's going to stick with them because he believes in them.
So you're already thinking that. I was thinking that. Game one, Bochy avoided the Chapman-Jose Altuve matchup, the epic 2019 matchup that is one of the most horrifying-looking home runs I've ever seen. Like, again, that he just jumped on that. Like, again, I hate to say like he knew it was coming, but he jumped on that like he knew it was coming. So was that on Bochy's mind that, no, I do not want that matchup?
I really don't think so. I mean, I can't tell you for sure, but I just think he liked the righty on him better. And I'm good with that. He was trying to avoid that particular spot. He had the lefties coming up after that. And Schwarber has done really well. His slider's been outstanding. So I think it was more of a matchup situation than an avoidance situation.
Okay, Joe, let's play a little managerial check. We do this. I think we did this when you were managing, too. I'm sure we were nice to you about it. You can't.
Of course you were.
I always say, you can agree with the manager here, and I'm sure maybe you will, maybe you won't. So, Dusty Baker pinch hitting for Martin Maldonado in a big spot in Game 2, but not in a similar spot in Game 1. Now, Game 1 was the bottom of the 4th. Game 2 was bottom of the 5th. Scherzer, wasn't the same situation with Verlander in Game 1. So, but you tell me, Maldonado, it's funny, he has good at-bats in the playoffs, but he is, on the whole, not a good hitter. What do you think of those two moves?
Well, I think with the situation with Verlander, the score was close. I think it was only 1-0 at that point, right? So there's definitely a bigger opportunity to get back in the game. So under those circumstances, he did not want to break up the battery. He wanted Maldonado to catch Verlander, and I'm certain that was probably mutual. So I think under those circumstances, that was a big part of his decision-making. I probably would have done the same thing. And on the other hand, Valdez, you're already down. When you're down that badly, you'll do anything to get back in or win the game. So that's an easy get right there where we're down by 3 points. Here comes the same situation. My starting pitcher's already out of the game. I could use my backup catcher now. and just actually give Maldonado a bit of a rest. So I just think that was common and normal, and I think I'd have done exactly the same thing.
All right, Joe, it's funny because look, we're all subject to this bias. I have in my head too. Wait, Maldonado had that big hit in whatever World Series it was. Like remember that one thing, and he has good at bats. Is that me, or do you have to guard against that as a manager, or say, wait, this guy's actually a weak hitter? Wait, he had those key at bats in whatever year that was.
What's your options, though? I mean, what's your options? Who's going to bring in to hit for him is a very big part of that, too. If you feel really strongly about whoever you're bringing in, that matters a lot. If it's kind of a push, even kind of a situation, then you probably wouldn't do it. As long as you got the guy coming off the bench that you kind of like right there, you go ahead and do it, and you make the move right then. But with the Verlander 1-0 game, Verlander being caught by Maldonado, I would have let the battery stay put also.
All right, good stuff. Joey, I like how you've gotten to the autumnal wardrobe already. Like I can see you went from golf wear to now, like you got the new stuff out.
Brother, I need to come on with the coat and a tie one of these days. I've already thought about that. I'm gonna surprise you one of these days.
We're right here. We're right. Joe, it would be great to have you here. Come on over.
All right, brother.
Sure,
be well, man. Thank you.